Dude, I'm not paying $400,000 for that. It's a freaking ripoff. Dude, you would be totally crazy to buy a home in this market, right? Right? I mean, that's what everyone's saying. You follow everyone on YouTube. Guess what they're all saying? Don't buy a house in 2021. Or maybe they're wrong.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go! I'm turning dreams into reality. Yeah, it's one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
Man, there is so much energy out there right now on this question. Should I buy a house in 2021? And look at all the people making videos out there right now. Everyone is jumping in. Grant Cardone, the housing trap, beware, don't get yourself caught off guard, avoid this, like buying a house. Like some of our favorite people, just ignore that guy. Stupid. Some of our favorite people out there literally are out there just basically saying it's so hard to find a good deal. The prices are going up like crazy. And it really begs this question. Is 2021 totally out of the question for all real estate investors? Or is there something else you should know? Dude, right now, why is everyone coming out and saying that it is such a bad time to be in the game of real estate? You realize when 2008 hit, later it would be called the Great Recession because literally everyone thought the sky is falling, the stock market is plummeting, real estate is all going back to the bank from the subprime crisis. And for me, I'm like, are you all like crazy, nuts, stupid idiots?
It's a list of stupid idiots, and all of you are on it.
This is the best time to be in the game. The first 5 years coming out of that, I made my investors over $100 million. And I'm looking at what's happening right now in a very similar way. I'm saying the exact same thing. You all crazy. And here's why. Everyone is terrified of the record high home prices. This came out from Realtor.com. The December national median listing price, $340,000, when just the year before, it was almost down $100,000 from there. Do you know what that means for the average American that is just trying to buy a home to live in? Everyone is saying, hold the phone. I don't know why people hold phones, but why on earth would I go into the market and actually buy real estate with these insane, crazy prices? So why on earth would I say buy now? Listen, let me break it down for you. Check this out first of all. Zillow came out and this is what they're forecasting. Next year, we're going to see a 10.3% increase from November 2020 to November 2021. By the way, this is a revision. It came out previously at 7%. They're analyzing the data and we are literally in one of the coolest, funky times in real estate we've ever been in. And here's why. National inventory declined by 39.6% over the last year and basically fell below a record low of 700,000. Let's assume for a moment next year that prices actually go up 10%. What does that mean? Well, some lucky dog bought a house. Let's say they bought it at the national median of $340,000. Let's say they locked in like crazy low interest rates, like record low, like they've never been this low before. And let's say that this $340,000 home, someone had to put a 20% down payment. Let's say they dropped $70,000 as a down payment to buy this house. Well, if it goes up 10%, a 10% increase is another $34,000. So you take a look at next year alone. You put 70 grand in, and you got a 34% increase, that's essentially a 50% ROI on your money, literally just based on 1 year of appreciation alone. And guess what? Can real estate really solve its problem in a year? Can we say, hey, calling all builders, hurry, everyone try and catch up and let's try to build 700,000 houses real fast. Guess what, baby? It takes years to do that game, which means next year, we're gonna see prices likely go up again and again. And you have to ask yourself, do you wanna ride this wave? Do you wanna play it intelligently like I'm gonna show you at the end of this video? Or are you gonna get caught like everyone else that said, I was scared, I did nothing. Meanwhile, other people are literally getting rich like I did in 2008. Don't miss out. Correcting the real estate economy is something that takes years. This isn't GameStop. It's not Reddit where everyone's like, hey, let's like screw some people over and like bump up the price and then guess what happens? Boom, 45% drop. People lost fortunes betting their money in the wrong direction.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
Real estate moves a lot slower than that because of how long it takes for supply and demand to do its thing. So we have to ask ourselves, well, is this whole real estate thing just a 2021 thing? No, this is no less than the next 5 years of our lives to work itself out. And that's a benefit, and you've got to know how to harness that. You got to understand the new normal. Check this out. According to a survey from ETR, the percentage of workers permanently working from home is expected to double in 2021. You know why we have this problem with single family homes in the first place? People aren't just leaving the cities, they are preparing for the new normal. They know that they get to work from home. They've proven that they can, which means this commercial space, listen, that's going to the dogs. For everyone else, it's, I want to work from home. I've proven that I can. And that means that they want different houses. They want those houses located in certain places. They want big enough where it's like, I've got my personal space and I've got my workspace, because the new normal is demanding that change. And you know what's fanning the flame right now? This right here. Bankrate came out and said, according to their latest survey of the nation's largest mortgage lenders, the benchmark 30-year fixed mortgage is now 2.84%. When you take inflation into account, guess what? That's basically free money, as in, look at this. My interest rate is 2.84%. Inflation hovers between 2 and 3%. They basically cancel each other out. Free money, that's stimulating everyone to be in a buyer's mode of, listen, I want to buy as much real estate as I can. When 2008 hit, guess what I was doing? The government did the same thing. They're like, we have an economic problem. What do? Drop the rates as low as we can. I was locking in stupid low interest rates on some of the most amazing deals I've ever bought in my life. And you know what? When the rates pop right back up, guess who was left to be the winners? People with basically free real estate.
It's free real estate.
My interest rate is so low that I'm king of cash flow. I can rent this out. I'm making more money than anyone else because I was smart. I locked in like freaking low interest rates. You should be asking yourself, how and where do I find the deals where I can get as many loans as possible on this free money? Forbes got a weigh in. Guess what they said? What's in the future? While the Fed has indicated it doesn't plan to hike rates soon, an improving economy could bring an end to the ultra low rates that we've seen this year. And truth is, it's not going to stay this low forever. It can't, especially we have an imbalance. Right now, builders can't build homes fast enough. There's no point keeping the rates low. Like, we already have a shortage of supply, so there's no real incentive for them to do that. Once they figure that out, we're probably going to see those prices hike. You know, there's a time to plant money trees, and they are literally when the economy's in the dumps. It's when there's more uncertainty. It's when interest rates are so low that you can plant seeds like crazy. My only regret from 2008, from the thousands of homes that I bought during that era, was that I didn't actually go and buy more because I was so young. I'd never done it before. Guess what? I told myself the next time this happens, I won't miss out. I'm literally going to blast it and tell everybody, which is why you and I are having this conversation right now. Ancient Chinese proverb says, the best time to plant a tree, well, that was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. And right now you should be thinking, how can I plant as many seeds for wealth as possible? Because the ground is more fertile right now than you will likely see it for the next 1 or 2 decades. Well, I'm going to tell you a little secret. If you actually go and see all the videos that all my peers are producing on why you shouldn't buy in 2021, here's what they're actually saying. We want to buy real estate. We don't know how to get our hands on it. We don't know where to find it. Check this out. The average purchase price when I buy real estate is 30% below the national median. Literally, I'm buying homes on average in the best markets around the country still for $180,000. And the only reason why that's happening is because I have a team of 200 experts that are out there, and they are dope super ninja at this. So when it comes to finding a needle in a haystack, that's kind of the way we operate all the time anyway. Speaking of ninjas, did you know that at any given moment there are at least 4 ninjas in the room? You just can't see them. Well, literally, I'm out there in the game and I am buying real estate left and right. And when I play real estate, here's how I go after it. The market nationwide in America is actually broken down into 324 markets. Allow me to nerd out for just a moment. Your backyard that you live in is likely average, above average, below average. But out of 324, there are 3 markets right now where we are cleaning house and making double ROI than where you live. You know why that is? Because I know what makes up the most ideal market where you're gonna get a higher cash flow than normal, where you're gonna get higher growth than normal. So I'm gonna tell you right now, during 2021, what am I gonna be doing? I am tripling down. I am buying as much real estate as I possibly can. And listen up, if you got money in the stock market, 401ks, IRAs, things like that, we are definitely set up for a huge correction. We definitely have to have the market lose its stuff. We definitely have to see everything hit the fan. But in real estate, understand that only 2 out of 5 recessions will we see a real estate downturn that actually matches a stock market downturn. Right now, we're not going to see that correlation. Real estate, it's going to be riding high, it's going to be riding strong, which means that if we see a 10% increase this next year, what do you think will happen next year and the year after and the year after? The only time a bubble pops is when you have too many homes and not enough people to buy them. First time in history, we have the absolute opposite problem. We don't have enough homes, and it'll take years before we can actually catch up. I believe that anyone that's studying the economy the way I do and understand it, that is buying real estate right now, will see their biggest wins in the next 5 years than you might literally see in your entire lifetime. So what should you be doing about this right now? I'm going to tell you, you got to find out where the hottest markets are, and you've got to be buying real estate. And you know what? You can't take 6, 9, 12 months to figure it out. And you certainly can't afford like the learner's errors that come from being like a brand new beginner that says, I don't know, if the average house is 340,000, then I guess I should buy one for 340. Here's why. You see what happens in a market downturn in the game of real estate? Anyone that owns $1 million house, you're going to see at least a 50% cut in value. Anyone that has a $500,000 house, they're still probably going to see closer to at least a 40% downturn if it's a really bad downturn. Anyone that owns a $300,000 house, you're probably going to see it lose 30% of its value. But all of a sudden, you get below the median. And let's say for a moment you bought a house for $200,000. You might see it lose 10% of its value. Why? Because when you're below the median, this is your bell curve, this is the median, and right here in the zone, 30% below the median is where I buy, because the real estate over here gets crushed in price, and the real estate over here, it's really insulated. My average purchase price is usually between $160,000, $180,000, and in this price range, guess what happens? We freaking keep killing it on cash flow. Everyone else is suffering in the market, and we're literally winning left and right. If you know what you're doing, recessions are the best of times. And while everyone's afraid that this is the time for real estate economic downturn, they're wrong. The economy cannot run in that direction, which means for the next few years, this could be one of the very best opportunities for you to be in the game of real estate. Question is, how do you get into it really fast? Funny you should ask. Currently, I'm actually headhunting cool people that have money that they put aside in 401ks, IRAs, maybe home equity. So like they have a home that's gone up in value. Maybe it's a stock portfolio that are saying, you know what? I've been watching Kris for a long time. I've been a subscriber. I actually want to get in the game. I'm just nervous about doing it myself. Well, I've got a team of 200 ninjas out there that are helping me run this really complex operation. Every week, I'm looking for a handful of partners, people that I can actually work with to say, hey, bring the money. Let me bring my $1 billion track record. Let's partner up. Let's go in together and let's make real estate happen. And if that sounds interesting to you, you should definitely click the link below, connect with my team. They've got a little bit of a rigorous process. Like they want to look at your temperament. They want to look at who you are. They want to look at your experience. And ultimately, if they feel like there's a fit, they're going to introduce you to me. We're going to partner up. We're going to go into the market together, literally. We're going to freaking spank it. If you don't have a copy of this bad boy, when you click the link below and look into partnering with me, I'll make sure that I give you a free copy of it so you can see my track record on my last $1 billion worth of real estate. More importantly, if you're curious, like, ooh, what would that be like to work with Kris Krohn and actually do real estate together? You should check out this partner's journey who bought 5 homes in under 6 months and slayed it. Baby, you better hold on for your hat and ride, and it's gonna keep going up.
Let's do that one again. I don't know if you can now this is true.